Welcome to the Heart of the Matter. I'm Sam. G'day, mate. I hope you're well. And if you're not feeling very well today, I just want to try and cheer you up for a second, okay? Put a smile on your face. Just fake it. Force your smile. Just keep doing it. It might look silly. Who cares? Just do it. Don't even look. Just do it. And then say to yourself, like, I'm glad, I'm grateful that I'm here, alive, and nothing's terribly wrong with me, okay? Could always be worse. So just be thankful for what you got, okay? And start from there, and then that's a good place to start from. And that forced smile as well, even though it feels silly, you know why it's worthwhile? It's because when you fake a smile, you're forcing it. And that force is effort to make yourself feel better. And guess what happens when you do that? You feel better. Hey, funny trick. That's a psychological fucking trick. It's just basic common sense, I suppose, but it's just logic. It's logic. Anyway, let's get on with it. So today we're talking about Jesus. Why? Because he was a freaking magician, mate. And despite whether he's God or not, he's a freaking amazing man who was very good. And he taught other people how to be good. So well that they wrote a Bible about him, and it's become a religion that millions of people still follow religiously, obviously. But that's how good he was. There's no one been close to him since. So it's easy to mistake him for God. Well, he said he was. I'm not going to argue. I believe him. Jesus is the truth, the way and the light, mate. Anyway, today we're talking about connect, commit, communicate. People often misunderstand what it truly means to be good. They equate it with being nice, agreeable, compliant, endlessly forgiving, even in the face of evil. But that's not virtue, that's naivety. That's weakness dressed up as morality. Let's talk about Christ. Not the airbrushed version, but the real one. The one who stood up to tyrants, who rebuked the Pharisees, who refused to cast pearls before swine. You must have heard that one before. That's one of the famous quotes from the Bible, and it's really cool, isn't it? Who refused to cast pearls before swine. When confronted with narcissists, Jesus is a role model on how to deal with narcissists, mate. Manipulative, deceitful, self-serving fucking narcissists. Jesus didn't appease them. He saw straight through them, like immediately. He named them, called them out in a way that was above their fucking payload. Huh? Hard to do that to a fucking narcissist, mate. And if they started getting freaky with him, he just walked away. In a way, so everybody, excuse me everybody, look, I'm walking away from the narcissist now. Pay attention. This is what you do when narcissists get all fucking itchy, which they are right now. He's doing all this silently, of course. It's not nasty what he's doing. He's just discernment. It's under control. He's not losing his temper. He's not getting upset. He's still completely calm. He's demonstrating strength by walking away, you see. It's not being a scaredy cat. He doesn't want to engage with a person who's not in the right mind, because you've got to remember, narcissism is a mental disorder. So if Jesus didn't tolerate narcissistic abuse, why the hell should you? He didn't recognize it because he was cynical. He recognized it because he understood human nature. That's why I like Jesus so much, and despite whether he's God, is because he understood human nature. That's why I called him a magician, because he understands human nature so well he can do miracles. And that's just playing with the energies of the universe and allowing the energies to meet at the right time and all that. And he's able to manipulate all that and just do it in perfect rhythm and balance at the point where he does some weird trick where he has to deal with the thing that he's fixing, like those miracles. He watched people play games with piety, masking insecurity, manipulating for praise, and he didn't buy into that. The Pharisees, classic narcissists, mate. Classic narcissists. Long prayers, fancy robes, titles and rituals designed to impress. But Jesus wasn't impressed with Pharisees with fancy robes. He said, whitewashed tombs, Beautiful on the outside, but dead on the inside. He called them out. He spoke with precision, purpose, courage. He called out manipulation, pride, deception, a refusal to accept truth, not out of hate, but out of clarity, because naming narcissism is how you cut off its power. Most people get pulled in, fooled by charm, stuck in self-doubt, but not Jesus. He didn't let titles scare him. He didn't let social standing cloud his judgment. He stayed rooted in truth, and truth gave him courage to confront what others feared to even acknowledge. We're often told, don't judge, don't label, give them the benefit of the doubt. But Jesus, he judged righteously, not to condemn, but to reveal. He wasn't passive in the face of manipulation. He named it. He didn't flatter narcissists, didn't negotiate, didn't play their games. And when rejected, he let it stand. He just walked away because it said more about them than it did about him. He let them make a fool of themselves, and he stood there silently, hoping others would watch and understand the deeper meaning he was trying to portray. How to deal with narcissists who are abusing him. Standing there, just letting them do it. Sometimes walking away, but he doesn't give a shit if he's He understands the deeper thing. Like, they're the ones being a fool, not him. That's why kids at school, when they're getting bullied, like my little nephew was getting bullied at school, and I had a chat to him. I really connected with him, and I talked to him about how he felt and how he dealt with it. I used a lot of empathy, and he really got on board with me, and we had a good conversation. And then I gave him some advice, and he's been, every time I see him after that talk, he comes and tells me, he said, I've been doing what you said, and it's been working. I said, keep doing it, man, keep doing it. Guess what I told him to do? Just stand there like Jesus and say nothing. Just wait for him to finish. Just stand there. Take the punches. Be brave. Be strong. The more you stand in the face defiant, the lesser they'll be able to hurt you. And then I told him to, after a bit of being abused or bullied for a while, I told him to say something like, have you finished yet, you guys? Or do you want to pick on me a little longer? Because I've got other things to do today. Say something like that, like it doesn't even matter. Like, fucking, if you really want to hurt me, man, hurt me. I don't care. I can be hurt. Can you? So I taught him how to be hurt. Is it worth being hurt to be more powerful than them? You know, make a point, make a stand, and make a silent stand that's strong, like Jesus. And he fucking really listened, and he really tried, and he's kicking ass, mate. It's awesome. So I feel good about that. I helped him out. Anyway, that's what we call wisdom. Knowing when to stay, knowing when to speak, knowing when to walk away. Jesus was a master of that. He offered truth and let people choose. He withdrew from the crowd, said no, told people to be quiet after miracles. He wasn't the feeding type. He wasn't following purpose. Even Peter, his closest disciple, tried to intervene, saying, never, Lord, this shall happen to you. But Jesus didn't soften the moment. He said, get behind me, Satan. Not cruel, but clear. He didn't let emotional ties cloud his purpose. He didn't entertain guilt, confusion, or misplaced concern. He didn't even entertain it. Boundaries, truth, detachment. The rich young ruler walked away sad. Jesus let him go. He didn't lower the bar just to keep someone comfortable, because love doesn't mean enabling. Jesus never chased narcissists. He never begged. He turned toward those who were open and entrusted the rest to God. He didn't sugarcoat, he didn't dilute, he didn't compromise to avoid offense, because truth doesn't pacify ego, it sets people free. And when they didn't want freedom, when they clung to image, control, pride, he let them walk. He called it out and moved on. His silence was strength. As I was saying before, Jesus was a master of silence. And when you can use silence with power at the right appropriate moments, pause the silence while people are engaged with you. If you choose the right moments to be silent, that says more than words. And Jesus was a magician of that. Before Herod, he said nothing. Before Pilate, he stood still. When their minds were made up, he didn't argue, didn't plead, because truth doesn't need to shout to be real. Narcissists want reaction. They stir emotion, gaslight, accuse, bait. But Jesus didn't take that bait. He let his life speak, his actions, his stillness. He healed in secret, withdrew when needed, gave credit to the Father. Even in crucifixion, he didn't retaliate. He forgave. on the cross, you know. That's strength not based in domination, but in surrender, discipline, purpose. He wasn't afraid to be rejected. He expected it because he wasn't here for applause. He was here for truth. And because of that truth, the world couldn't look away. That's what made him so unique. Because you can't fucking fuck with truth, mate. Truth is the top of the pile. There's nothing higher than truth. Nothing. So remember, you don't need to explain yourself to be valid. You don't need to please others to be powerful. Your strength is not how loud you are, but in how faithfully you walk in what's true. Did you hear me? I'm not going to repeat it. Is that all there is? Well, that was pretty short, but that was good. And that's all I've got for you today. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. There was a little bit of wisdom in there, wasn't there? I hope it had some kind of purpose. The heart of the matter, mate. I'm just trying to find helpful things that you guys can, enrich your own lives with, okay? Because as I do these videos, I learn a lot, man, and it's worthwhile, the things I'm saying, if you take them on board, okay? I'm not just being a smarty pants. I'm really trying to help, okay? And truth is a fucking good place to start. And Jesus is a good role model. That's all. Have a nice day.